Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about then here is intersection and union and what these mean. Intersection and union. Okay, so think about, remember in these Venn diagrams or whatever, and this is the intersection of those two. So like, if these are all people who like kitties, and these are all people who like puppies, then how would you describe the people in here? So how would you describe them if you're thinking about it? If you were going to write people who like what? Say people who like both, people who like kitties and puppies, right? People who like kitties and puppies. Right, so why am I going into this? I'm going into this to emphasize to you now that the key word here for intersection is and. So if you're on a test and you're trying to remember, oh man, is this intersection or union? I can never keep them straight. Intersection is the one that's and, because you could draw your little Venn diagram and like, oh yeah, this is kitties and puppies. So intersection is and. That's where they intersect. So the key word for intersection is and. And here is the mathematical symbol for intersection, which is that one. Okay, and intersection is the picky one. To make intersection happy, for example, you have to like both kitties and puppies. So I always picture like this sign here as like tweezers, kind of with like a little hand, like pinching the little intersection part, like pinch the little intersection part, kind of thing. So I mean, honestly, whatever it takes to help you remember it, as goofy as it may sound, if it works, go for it. So that's going to be your intersection. Union, on the other hand, would look like this, right? The union of both of them. So the way you might describe this would be people who either like kitties, and what would you say? Kitties or puppies, right? So people who either like kitties or puppies, okay? So the key word here for union is or. The mathematical symbol for or is this one. It's also kind of like a U for union. Is one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is, I always picture this is like being some like guy who's kind of shaking his head. He's like, I don't care one way or the other, just kind of exasperated. It's like, whatever, just whatever. But he's kind of like, one way or the other, I'm going to be happy. He just wants somebody to make a decision. So whenever I think about union and intersection, I always think about, like, you know, when you have family and you're all going out to eat. And you've always got one person who only wants to eat one place, another person who doesn't want to eat here, and it turns out, like in Waco, there's only like one place where everybody's always happy. And in my family, that's always Olive Garden. So we're always eating at Olive Garden, because every time we try to pick something else, we're like, we just can't make a decision. So this kind of reminds me of my husband, because he's always like, whatever, I'll eat anything, just somebody pick something. So union is the guy who kind of throws his hands up in the air and he's happy with anything. Intersection is the picky person who won't eat anything unless it's, you know, Olive Garden. So